Okay. Good morning. This is the Parcel Tax Review Panel meeting held on May 2nd, 2022 to discuss the Tunstall Bay and Snug Cove sewer parcel taxes. It's May 2nd, 2022. I just said that, 10 o'clock a.m. We're going to start the meeting by nominating a chair. Would anyone like to nominate themselves or a member of the review panel to be chair?
I'll nominate Michael Kale.
Any other nominations? Okay, can I get a mover for Michael Kale?
So moved.
And a seconder? Allison?
Can I second myself?
Okay, all in favor?
Because I nominated him.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Michael, you can take the meeting, please.
Okay, happily. Good morning, everybody. And thank you also for the work that's gone into this prior, which hopefully will result in a remarkably brief meeting. Firstly, I'd like to just ask for approval of the agenda. Are there any late items we have? Hearing none, I won't.
Yes.
I'll move the agenda.
What's the order on the agenda? Is it got Tunstall Bay second or first?
I've got Tunstall Bay, Allison, then Snug Cove sewer parcel.
Okay. All right. Could we just add a little thing about other parcel tax rolls?
Can we do that after the Snug Cove sewer?
Yes, at the end.
Yeah, other parcel tax rolls?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, tax rolls, okay. So therefore, given that small addition, can I ask for the agenda to be approved, please? David Allison, thank you. Okay, so we now have the agenda approved. We have no late items. And the recommendation that the parcel tax review approve the agenda, that is now done. So the minutes of the 2021 parcel tax review meeting, the recommendation is that the minutes of the parcel tax review panel meeting held May 10th, 2021 be adopted. I'm prepared to move that. Can I ask for a second? So you'll second it. Can I ask then, as there's three of us, we have a mover and a seconder. David, are you good with that? Thank you. All right, we will now regard the May 10 minutes as being adopted. So that takes us into the Tunstall Bay Local Service Area Parcel Tax roll. And I think the review of the local service area roll will be presented by you, Kristen. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Please go ahead.
Okay. For the Tunstall Bay, actually for both of the roles, they have been made available for public inspection here at the Municipal Hall since April 11th. And we are required to show very specific, or to make available for public inspection, very specific things, including the roll number, the name of the property owner, and the civic address of the property. Now I'm not comfortable sharing everybody's name and their home address on screen. So I have made available actual copies of the roll to all of the panel members today. And the roll is here at Municipal Hall for public inspection if somebody really wants to come in and look at it. However, I'm not going to show the property owner's name on the roll when I show the roll, because I'm just not comfortable sharing that information for public consumption. So I have blanked out the names. I just wanted to make that clarification for the purposes of
This
putting
meeting
on the Zoom meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Tunstall Bay. If I could just share my screen. One moment, please. And I think I'm sharing Tunstall Bay.
you are.
Showing the BC assessment folio and the address. This one here has no civic address, but we collected our information from the data that we use for the water billing. Tunstall Bay users pay a connected rate and they pay a non-connected rate. So those properties that are connected pay a flat fee, and then those properties that are not connected pay 60% of the flat fee. So we use the same formula in our parcel tax formula to come up with the distribution of the debt among all of the properties in Tunstall Bay. So these are the properties that are subject to the connected parcel tax in Tunstall Bay. And in total, we have on this roll, we have 131 connected properties. Go down here. And again, this roll is available for public inspection at any time during the year. We can produce it and make it available for anybody who wants to see that information.
Mhm.
So in total, we have 131 rolls that will be subject to the Tunstall Bay connected parcel tax, which will be the full rate. And then the non-connected properties, we have 13 on that roll, and they are here. And to come up with the calculation, we take the total number of rolls, the total required annual amount to collect. The borrowing is for construction of a reservoir tank in Tunstall Bay. Their current reservoir is very old. It's at the end of their lifespan. So they have a brand new steel and fabricated tank that's on the way. It has a total cost of the project is about $750,000. So some of those design fees have already been paid for, but we will be requiring that we collect $117,600 per year for the next 5 years. So if we use that same structure, which we built the utility rates on, which is that connected properties pay 100% of the fee and unconnected properties pay 60% of the fee. Based on those rolls, we will need to set the annual parcel tax for Tunstall Bay connected properties at $848 and Tunstall Bay unconnected properties at $509. And that will achieve an annual collection for the next 5 years of $117,702. So that is the details of the Tunstall Bay parcel tax. And should we move on to the Snug Cove sewer parcel tax?
I'm okay, Alison and David. While we have Kristen on the screen, are you comfortable with going? We'll come back to Tunstall Bay, but while we have it on the screen, are you comfortable going through the Snug Cove sewer roll at the same time?
No, I think we should just deal with this one and
Authenticate
approve
it.
it and then
Okay.
go on to the next one.
I don't mind. I'm fine with that as well, Kristen, if
Okay.
you wouldn't mind. We'll go back then to the Tunstall Bay. Thank you very much. We've had the roll put in front of us. Can I ask, have we received any complaints?
There were some comments. We did have several people that just came in to actually check the roll to see if they were on it. But there were no formal written complaints with regards to the Tunstall Bay roll.
Okay, I think then, well, we'll regard that. If we haven't had any formal written complaints on this subject, then we haven't received any complaints.
I've got a question, Michael.
What is it, Alison?
Just for clarification, when the unconnected properties gradually get connected and developed,
Mhm.
then those numbers will change each year, right?
Yeah, we'll adjust the property tax, parcel tax to reflect that annual collection needed of $117,600.
Okay, and then the other question has to do with, at the Tunstall Bay information meeting, several people asked if they could prepay in advance. So would they just prepay their they're set then and it wouldn't affect the property tax rate, or is it too late for any of them to do that now? Or the rate hasn't, we're only approving the people on the roll, not the rate, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
But the
I think-
borrowing has been done and
Yeah.
the funds are there. So the water district is going to be subject to those interest charges.
So the
Regardless.
borrowing is, can only be paid off as per a schedule. It's like a mortgage, or is there a prepayment provision?
They actually take fixed monthly payments and then they'll do an adjustment at the end for any outstanding interest and principal remaining on that loan.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Alison. David, do you have any questions?
No, I'm very comfortable with
Okay.
this. Thank you, Michael.
Then I'm going to make the recommendation that the Tunstall Bay Local Service Area parcel tax roll be authenticated as correct, and that the certificate of authentication be signed by the parcel tax review panel. Can I just ask for a vote from that, please?
I'll
I'm
second
in
that
favor.
motion.
You'll second it, and David is, thank you very much, Alison. Thank you, David. So I will regard Tunstall Bay as being locked away for the year then, as far as this matter is concerned. Let's move on to Snug Cove Sewer Parcel tax roll. And I think, Kristen, sorry, I'm going to ask you, you may have it in front of us now for the sewer parcel roll.
Yes, I have it now.
Thank you very much. Would you care just to walk us through that?
Yep, so the Snug Cove Sewer parcel tax is a new parcel tax this year. And the intent is to collect back over the next 7 years, a total of 718,000 related to the phase 1 upgrades of the Snug Cove Sewer capital expansion project that is currently underway. So initially, to estimate what the amount of the parcel tax was, it's a parcel tax that is only being applied to those properties in the sewer district that are connected. And I don't know if I jumped through that too quickly. I'm sorry, I'll just go back up. I am at, here's the beginning, and I'm sorry, I messed that up. I'll do it again. So it is only being applied to those properties that are currently connected, and it will be applied to all future properties that connect that are within the boundary of the sewer district. It will then apply to those properties as they connect in future. It is applicable to all folios within the Snug Cove Sewer that have a connection to the Snug Cove Sewer system. So in total, initially we went with the billing, the Cove Bay water billing, where we found that we had properties that had multiple stratified folios within one building. So for example, several of the Foxglove properties, there's one building, but they actually have 4 units in it, 4 separate legal units. So the Snug Cove Sewer parcel tax does apply to each one of those units within the single building. So initially we thought that the calculation would maybe be based on approximately 112 connections. But when we went through the roll authentication process and we fielded inquiries and questions from the public, we realized that we were missing several properties. So we went back and we were able to pick up all of the additional properties, which has now resulted in a total number of rolls being 130. So the good news for Snug Cove Sewer users means that the cost is being spread over additional properties. So initially, when we first proposed the parcel tax to council, we estimated that it would be based on approximately 116 properties, which would work out to about 664 per year. We now know that it's going to be based on 130 properties. So that will bring the cost down per user to about 500. I have it in the next. Sorry. 77,000 divided by 130 properties is actually 592 per year. So it'll be quite a bit cheaper for the people in the Snug Cove sewer because of the additional properties that we realized we had left off the first initial roll that we'd sent out. So that is good news for them.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad we discovered that before this meeting. So thank you, Kristen, for that.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, have we received any complaints from anyone in this jurisdiction?
Again, no formal written complaints, but there were a lot of inquiries, emails, phone calls with members of the public counter inquiries too, which was instrumental in helping us achieve the correct number of rolls on the
Okay.
parcel tax roll.
I think then with Alison and David's consent, I will
I've got some
regard that.
questions, Michael.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll regard that bit as not a complaint, but that's just fair due diligence being done by individuals.
Mhm.
So as far as we're concerned, we don't have a complaint. But Alison, sorry, what point did you want to make?
Well, I guess there are properties on here that are connected, but are not on the list. So how many of those are there?
Sorry.
Well, you said the parcel tax roll was being levied on all connected properties.
Mhm.
And the school is not on the list, but they are connected. The GVRD lot 933 Dorman is on the list, is not on the list, and they are connected because of all the cottages.
Mhm.
And the GVRD was on the authenticated Cove Bay parcel tax roll that we did last year for the water. So in fairness to the users, I guess, are there any other properties that are connected that aren't on the list besides those two?
Not that I'm aware of. If I thought they should be on the list, I put them on the list. The school is not on the list because the school is exempt from all forms of taxation under the Schools Act. So we can't put a parcel tax on the school. And the same with Metro Vancouver is exempt from all forms of taxation under the Local Government Act. So they should not be on the list. If they have been on the list in prior years, we will, for other parcel taxes such as the garbage and the water, if we will review and check those parcel tax rolls to make sure that regional district properties have not been included on those.
Okay, so that then brings up my next question. My reading of the Local Government Act, the regional district is clearly exempt from the ad valorem tax, which is, but they're only exempt from parcel taxes on properties that are for their own use, quote, own use.
Mhm.
And because the orchard cottages are rented out, the ball field is rented out, the festival field is rented out, I would argue that those are not for their own use and that they should be included. And they were included in the Cove Bay last year. They paid the taxes. Did they complain? So I think we should have put them on. So then from a process perspective, can we put them on?
There is one roll that is 933 Dorman Road. That is Crippen Park. It's all one folio, and I believe, in my opinion, those spaces are used for Metro Vancouver purposes, which is to provide recreational opportunities to the community. I believe that they should not be subject to taxation from the parcel tax based on the wording of the Local Government Act.
Okay, and that is the only lot that we're talking about that is anyway a matter of discussion, is it?
Correct.
Well, that's that particular lot. I guess my other question is, for public transparency, how many vacant lots are there that are not being charged? that are in
Um,
the system? I think people.
I don't
need to
have that
know.
information. I have the number of lots that are connected and are subject to the parcel tax rule.
Yeah.
Except for so the only two that are connected that are not on this list is GVRD lot 933, not Dorman Road, which is the whole of that south side part of Crippen Park, and the school.
Correct. Our own municipal properties are included on the roll.
Okay. And is, so out of curiosity, is 1029 Miller Road the fire hall?
Yes,
Okay. And the library and the Blue Cottage are both on the 430 Bowen
430
Island
Front
Road.
Road. Yeah, correct.
Okay. And they are connected to the sewer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alison. Obviously, we have, if there is any questions about who does or who doesn't, those are something that could be taken out for the next year. But for the purpose of our exercise here, to frankly, to authenticate it as correct for the tax roll and for the charging, I'm satisfied that this represents a fair representation of users and charges to be made at this moment. And I'm prepared to read the recommendation. David, do you have any further comments?
No, I don't, Michael.
Okay, then with everyone's agreement, the recommendation is that the Snug Cove sewer parcel tax roll be authenticated as correct and that the certificate of authentication be signed by the parcel tax review panel. And I'm prepared to move that one.
And I will
think you
second
might want to
that.
put an amendment in to say by the majority of the parcel tax review panel, which is what we had last year.
Do you not agree then, Alison?
I think Metro should be on there for 933.
Then to move this on, I'm quite happy to put on by the majority of the parcel tax review committee, if necessary. This doesn't make any difference to the actual approval process if it's approved by majority. It doesn't require total majority to approve it, does it?
No, we went through this last year with Cove Bay.
Okay, well then David and I have made this recommendation, so that therefore let it be seen that the recommendation is accepted. Okay. So that, as far as I'm concerned, Kristen wraps up Snug Cove sewer parcel tax and Tunstall Bay. Alison asked that other parcel tax rolls be discussed. I don't mind that, but for the purpose of this meeting, is there anything in the addition that you want to make, Alison, that actually affects the agenda as it stands? Or is this a supplemental item for future interest?
Well, it's just a question item. My understanding in looking at the legislation is that we have to convene a parcel tax review board every year, which will enable citizens in all the areas where parcel taxes are levied to, with respect to their own property, raise a question as to whether or not it should be included.
Correct.
Nobody's ever going to voluntarily ask to be included, but somebody might want to be excluded. So I guess my question is, in the process, we didn't make the rolls available for all the other parcel taxes.
Yes, we do.
Oh, so somebody could have come in and looked at Hood Points and Cove Bays and.
Absolutely. They're available.
I didn't see any printed copies sitting on the front counter, so that's why I'm asking.
Well, I'm not going to print them if nobody wants to see them, but it's a 2-second, or they could ask to have it by email, but absolutely.
So
The
my
statutory notice says the parcel tax rolls are available for public inspection, and it's not just that little window. Anybody can come in and look at it at any time. We're happy to help anybody.
okay, so I don't have the notice in front of me that went out, but I think the way we might want to broaden the wording to make it a little clearer to everybody. I think everybody thought it was just the Snug Cove and Tunstall Bay rolls that were open for discussion.
Okay.
And so I just thought maybe in the future we could broaden the wording to make it clear that it's any of the parcel tax rolls.
No, fair comment, Alison.
Yeah.
And let's take that under advisement as part of this meeting. Any other points that anyone wants to raise at all? Kristen, have we satisfied the notification as far as you're concerned, and Liam? Have we satisfied our statutory obligations?
Yes, a notification went out to all of the property owners who were subject to the new parcel tax. And then when we learned that we had left some off the roll, we sent out additional follow-up letters to those new ones in Snug Cove who we realized that we missed.
Well, thank you for your great work in having us this prepared. And I think at this point, with everyone's agreement, I'm going to ask for permission to adjourn because we're actually 5 minutes over time. So thank you very